Hey babies, I am back. After a long process, thank God I took my turkey out last week, maybe Thursday, and let it just thaw out some. And then, I'll say Monday or Tuesday of this week, I put it in the refrigerator. And the reason I did it that way is because I have my refrigerator turned up. I like my refrigerator cold. And sometimes things ice up, but I don't want it that cold, so I let my meat thaw out because I didn't know how long the turkey had been frozen. So I bathed my turkey, and I've taken the giblets out. And here are my giblets in this bowl. I have the turkey neck, the liver, the heart, and I don't know what these pieces are, but they're giblets. And what I do for the giblets is I take me a pot with some water in it, and I put my giblets in the pot. And I will slightly, not a lot, just slightly season my water and put the pot on the stove so it can boil. I like to put my giblets in my stuffing mix when I'm mixing my stuffing up. So last night I cut up some onions and some green pepper and some celery to go into my stuffing. And since I'm not really making a big bowl of stuffing, I am making some, but I'm not making no big giant pot like for Thanksgiving. I decided to take half of this onions, peppers, and celery and put it in my pot for the turkey. Because you know I do the onions and the peppers all the time. But onions, pepper, and celery are all water vegetables. Meaning that the vegetables come from the ground. So since they come from the ground, you know, when the rain comes or we water them, that's what I call my water vegetables. I mean, it's a lot of vegetables that come from the ground, don't get me wrong. But I'm using these vegetables minced up and chopped up for like a garnishment. It's not really a garnishment, but it helps to keep the turkey moist because they're water vegetables. So not a lot, just really enough just to cover the bottom of the pan. Now what I did was, like I told you, I washed the turkey and cut it down in pieces. I'm the type of person, I'd rather have pieces without the bone. I know turkey and everything has bone in it like any other meat, but I like to cut my pieces down smaller, let's say that. So instead of having, say, two turkey breasts, I've cut the breast down and say each turkey breast down into pieces. So we all know what turkey looks like, so I don't have to go through and show you every piece of turkey. I was just showing you a few pieces of turkey. And I'm gonna put them on top of the peppers and onions. And then I'm going to take my faithful seasonings, black pepper and crushed red pepper and turmeric and onion powder and garlic powder and Sazon and Adobe all-purpose seasonings. I mix those together. You know, those are my go-to seasonings. I show it to you in every video. And I'm going to season my turkey pieces up. I like mixing these seasonings together because I try not to do the salt too much. I mean, I know I eat a lot of junk food and I eat a lot of chips and stuff with salt on them. And my, kidney specialist knows this. So that's why I take the actual table salt out of cooking with food. Because I know I have my issues with the junk. This is what I do. I'm not saying everybody has to do it, but I have high blood pressure. I do not eat chips and shit every day. If I could, I ain't gonna lie, I would. But I don't, because my budget doesn't allow for it. When my budget allows for it and I can get it, I get it. But when my budget doesn't allow for it, then I have to leave it alone. I know y'all say, well, dang, you put a lot of seasoning in. I do. I do. The turmeric is a seasoning from the Middle East, I believe. Don't let me say the wrong thing, but I know I got my seasoning from a halal store. Halal. And to be honest with you, every time I go in the halal store to buy the turmeric, everybody in the halal store looks at me like, how you know about this seasoning? Because most people that buy turmeric are either from, Iran, Pakistan, Middle East, China, Korea, the countries that I've never visited. So I guess they would look at me like, how you know about our season? I ain't been in the service, but I ain't been over there. So I know they be looking like, how she know? But I do. So I use that heavily. So as you see, I have truly spiced my meats. This pan is heavy, so that's why I'm grunting and stuff. And then, of course, my Price Right bottle of Italian dressing. As you noticed in my Price Right haul the other day, I bought about 8 bottles of dressing. Because I use them as dips and seasonings and stuff. Something I'm just coming into. I'm going to just do it there. Oh, well, that's why. Shit, I don't know how I remember this. Oh, how I didn't remember that. That the little white tab is on here. But anyhow, I'm not going to put the whole bottle in. I'm going to put about half. Because the Italian dressing's got its own seasoning. A little more than half, but oh well. So being that is the case, and I'll put the rest in my Kraft seasoning bottle as I usually do. Turkey has a little bit of fat, so doesn't have a lot, and I really don't need to put any butter in it. So for now, here goes the turkey with the seasoning in it. So for now, I'll be putting it into the oven on about 375, and I'll let it cook for a while. And as the oil cooks out, I'll put in a little water here and there with a measuring cup, and then I'll be back with you to show you my finished product. As far as the turkey, I'll be back with the stuff and the macaroni and cheese later.